but he gonna say he ain't no. I said what happened because that's facts. Everything I said is factually that happened. I told you the things I looked up. I'm not telling you if I concluded that's why that happened to me. You be the judge. I don't know. Okay. Hot off the presses. And I'm trying to find a way to post this to Instagram, but there's some licensing issues. So and they're really tight on licensing shit, especially with paparazzi on Instagram. So I'll just play it off stream. Okay. Anyway, Kanye West, he was leaving his daughter's basketball game, which, like, as much as people say he's off his meds, he's a little crazy, we got to clap it up for Ye. Like, Ye does seem like he wants to be an involved parent. You know what I mean? And even though he's not with the mom, clearly he's putting in a lot of effort to be a supportive father for his kids. And you have to salute that, right? Let's see if I can find it. However, and the reason I'm playing this is because he finally did apologize. And it's crazy because, I think people wanted this apology, but I'm not seeing much people talk about it. So anyway, here it is.
Who you voting for?
Thank you, Kanye.
Do you want to talk about anything, Kanye?
I mean, do you think you're being unfairly targeted for the comments that you've been making?
Do you feel like these are unfair?
Yes.
Absolutely. Anti-Semitic statements are never good for anybody, right? It's kind of like being anti-black.
But, it's really interesting. I didn't realize that I could be considered anti-Semitic till I read one of the definitions of anti-Semitism. Look at this. The definition says, making mendacious, dehumanizing, demonizing, or stereotypical allegations about Jews as such, or the power of Jews as a collective, such as, especially, but not exclusively. This sounds like let them go by. What was that? All right, so it says,
yo, those parents are so like pick-me's. They're playing they're playing All the Lights as they drive by. Like they're blasting it. Like, you can imagine one of these white dudes who also daughters on the team just wants Ye to know he loves him. So he's blasting All the Lights.
Think about it. That sounds like the type wording that's in the contracts, right?
Indeed.
Okay, it says, such as, especially, but not exclusively, the myth about a world Jewish conspiracy or of Jews controlling the media, economy, government, or other societal institutions.
But isn't that what you said? That Jews run everything?
Yeah, but that actually is considered to be anti-Semitic.
Right.
So I didn't realize that it was anti-Semitic to say, hey, I have a Jewish attorney, I have a Jewish record label, I have a Jewish contractor, I have a
Do you regret your statements?
Or the statements you think you should be walking back? Considering...
What do you mean walking back?
Well, backing up off of them. I mean, the thing is, you've lost a lot of endorsements. People are dropping you. You're getting, vilified. You might think you're right, but I think, there's a whole world out there that's condemning you for what you said.
Okay, so this right here is a chart of Universal Studios, 20th Century Fox, ABC News, CBS News, Columbia Pictures, Warner Brothers, ESPN Sports, Fox News, Washington Post, Metro Goldwyn Mayer, MTV Music Television, Nickelodeon, USA Today, Wall Street Journal, Comedy Central, NBC Entertainment, Google, what else do we have? Disney, ABC Kids and Family, YouTube, Los Angeles Times, Discovery Network, Paramount Pictures, Facebook, Huffington Post, Yahoo, Marvel, Hulu, Cosmopolitan, Time, Touchstone, Associated Press, Pixar, Miramax, HBO, New York Post, Lucas Arts, MSNBC, DreamWorks Animation. Now the thing is, I skipped over maybe about 5 of them because it was just unclear on this list. The red are the executives that are Jewish at these companies.
Do you think they stuck together when they heard what you said? Was that what happened?
Well, what I said is, hey, you know, I've had experiences where it felt like I was being teamed up on, and I didn't realize that that term would be considered to be anti-Semitic. So I had a mediation with Adidas today, and I think Adidas felt like because everyone else was ganging up on me that they had the right to just take my designs. And I feel like right now, I feel like that was in Christianity. We don't say karma. We say you reap what you sow. And I feel like this is God humbling me right now because there's two things that are happening.
Wow, humbling. This is, maybe it's because he just went to his daughter's basketball game. They always say children and animals takes the edge off of you, right? So like all that screaming, all that, yo boy, all of that type of stuff, maybe he's not going to walk out of his daughter's basketball game with that, but he seems very calm and very collected and very, like, I'm seeing humility.
A lot of times when I would say, oh, I'm the richest black man, it would be a defense that I would use for the mental health conversation. To say, oh, you guys say I'm crazy, but look at this, I made money. And but that is not godlike to be showing off. So if it's not godlike, then God will take that because it's all the church's money, right? So what's happening right now is I'm being humbled. Another thing that's happening is by me being burned to the flesh every single day, it's actually proving what I had to say. So when I went to the mediation, what I want to say is, like, black people are like, okay, Lex Friedman got you to apologize. Pierce Morgan got you to apologize to the Jews.
Oh, sorry, my bad. But this is where he apologized to black people. Here we go.
What's happening right now is I'm being humbled. Another thing that's...
Oh, by the way, clip this apology that I could post. I don't know if I post on social media. I got to figure out the licensing thing for this.
It's actually proving what I had to say. So when I went to the mediation, what I want to say is, like, black people are like, okay, Lex Friedman got you to apologize. Pierce Morgan got you to apologize to the Jews, but you never apologized to us about the George Floyd comment that made us feel bad. Now, the thing is, okay, JFK, they got a lot of documentaries about how it happened. So we can argue about how it happened, which I like the fact that we can do that. But regardless, when I see that video as a black person, it hurts my feelings. And I know that police do attack, and America is generally racist. And I understand that when we got to say Black Lives Matter, that the idea of it made us feel good together as a person, as a people.
All right, I just gotta play this other part. This is where he says it.
A lot of times when I would say take that because it's all burned to the flesh. What I want to say is, like, black people are like, okay, Lex Friedman got you to apologize. Pierce Morgan got you to apologize to the Jews, but you never apologized to us about the George Floyd comment that made us feel bad. Now, the thing is, okay, JFK, they got a lot of documentaries about how it happened. So we can argue about how it happened, which I like the fact that we can do that. But regardless, when I see that video as a black person, it hurts my feelings. And I know that police do attack, and America is generally racist. And I understand that when we got to say Black Lives Matter, that the idea of it made us feel good together as a person, as a people, right? When let me say it so the soundbite is better for you guys. When the idea Black Lives Matter came out, it made us come together as a people. Now afterwards, yes, there was some things where the money went. There were some things where it was used in order to push us to the Democratic vote. There were people behind it involved. That happened. But the general feeling, so when I said that, and I question the death of George Floyd. It hurt my people. It hurt the black people. So I want to apologize to hurting them, because right now God has shown me.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Yo, a nigga take your billionaire status away and 65 companies say they done with you. You go from saying white lives matter to saying my people, my black people. I'm sorry, brother. That's how it is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bruh.
Happened, but the general feeling. So when I said
that nigga, I guarantee he wouldn't have said that if he was rocking a White Lives Matter shirt.
That, and I question the death of George Floyd. It hurt my people.
My people? You said White Lives Matter. I mean, I do think Ye loves black people. I don't think he's a black activist, and I think he looks at sometimes the victimhood within the black communities and the people who are trying to puppeteer the victimhood for their own benefits. That's when they start throwing out names like George Soros and people who funded allegedly Black Lives Matter and all these other things. And that's what he's talking about in terms of that was a way that, you know, other people who showed up as allies was trying to siphon off the black vote to Democratic Party, which I agree with. The problem with Ye is that, and by the way, Ye does use a lot of Candace Owens talking points, and I love Candace Owens, but I'm going to give her one criticism. Candace Owens is very eloquent and very intellectually savvy in knowing the facts and speaking. She is a broadcaster and an orator at a high level. When Ye says and repeats things that either he believes that she also believes, he, number one, has an infinitely bigger platform, but also Kanye he always says it in a more inflammatory way to probably piss off the people he don't want to piss off. And again, you know, at times I look at it, I'm like, is this just bad faith listening? Because they do it to me all the time where I'll say something and they'll hear the wrong thing because they want to hear the wrong thing. And again, I don't necessarily think that's the case with Kanye. I think with Kanye, he just doesn't say it right. Even when he just said that, Kanye, all you got to say is that, listen, the term, the feeling, the movement of Black Lives Matter, because of some of these racial inequities, even with dealing with the police, I agree with. I stand with my people. I love my people. The organization, Black Lives Matter, who did some weird shit with the money, who also capitalized off of our pain and our grief and our need to feel involved and support something, I don't rock with that. The entities that control that organizations or influenced it to try to make it political, I don't agree with that. But I agree with the sentiment that united a group of people that look like me and my mama, right? I agree with that sentiment of Black Lives Matter. He fails to make that distinction, which I think is like a third grade understanding level of that he should have to just make the understanding, bro. Just say that, yo, if and maybe I'm cutting him off or I'm speaking before he says it, but he's essentially saying that, yeah, he doubts, like he feels like the narrative about George Floyd has gone the way it's gone because it's to push a propaganda, but it doesn't mean he's against the movement of Black Lives Matter, right? And I think he likens it, you're going to hear him say in a second, he likens it to, what do you call it again? The death of JFK. Like Kanye is borderline of conspiracy theories. And Kanye essentially saying, yo, a lot of people will debate on why and how and the method and the reason why JFK died, right? And that's just what they're debating. For him, when he said the thing about George Floyd, it felt like he hated black people. When he could have just said, yo, I agree, police do deal with black people fucked up and incorrectly and harshly and this and third, but that one specific situation, I'm not convinced. Because there was a whole movement trying to convince every black person that anytime a black person died by police, you were supposed to look at. Do you remember that one case where the black dude had a gun and Like, I think he reached for the gun and they killed him, and they were like, "Whoa," like they didn't see the gun, and it's like, yo, bro, at some point y'all gotta stop. Like y'all gotta stop. Like, nigga, you can't vilify the police if they have a pretty decent reason, right? So not every situation is like you could really jump on. But there's movements that want to make it like every black person was unarmed, not doing nothing, and the cops should have walked away, when that's just not how law enforcement works. I think Kanye is trying to use that to say that's what he thinks about the George Floyd situation. However, I think the majority of us do not believe that, right? Like, come on, like even I look at that, I'm like, yo, like even if there was other things like fentanyl and whatever in the system, I don't think that's why he died. He died because the nigga had his fucking knee on his neck. You know what I mean? If his knee was on his neck like that, which there's a lot of conversations about procedures like that to subdue anyone, but it just seems more weaponized on someone who's of color. Yeah, so that's why I believe that. But he's trying to say he just doesn't believe that one incident. Now he's coming back to clear it up to say he's not against black people. He just didn't believe that one incident. You get me? And you're going to hear him say it now. Sorry.
I hurt the black people, so I want to apologize to hurting them, because right now God has shown me by what Adidas is doing. And
Kanye uses the word God and his faith so selectively and opportunistically. God has showed me. Now that I've gotten dropped by Adidas and everybody else in the world, God has showed me that I should apologize to my black people. No, Kanye, when you have the backing of white people, you don't give two fucks about offended black people. You wore a White Lives Matter shirt a couple of weeks ago, not giving a fuck about what you're trying to explain now because you had these other people backing you. All you're saying, it's not God that's showing you. You just know, and you know, black people, we're always like the bastardized child. Like when everybody gives up on someone, especially like a legend like Kanye, we'll always forgive him. Who are the people who are having these conversations now to say, yo, if Adidas drops him and puts out his shoes without Kanye, we ain't buying it. That's fake. We not fucking with it. Black people. So Kanye has seen that. Kanye's smart, bro. Like, Kanye has seen that all these motherfuckers turn their back on him. And who are the people who are still arguing that, yo, yeah, y'all could drop him, but y'all can't just steal the shit and put it out without his name or do whatever. No, nah. Okay, now he's ready to come home. So I look at someone like Kanye to be like, you seem opportunistic in how you're riding for your people, because you only ride for your people and you only apologize to your people when everybody else has turned their backs on you. So now when we build you up again, and it's a continuing cycle because we're going to build you up again, and these white people are going to come back. And when you get that opportunity, you're going to look at everybody and say, stop saying that Black Lives Matter shit. White lives matter too.
And by what the media is doing, I know how it feels to have a knee on my neck now.
See, that's also disingenuous. But Kanye, you applied another knee on the necks of the family of George Floyd when you basically said that the blame to the police was null and void, and it was completely on his intake of drugs. You applied, that's why they wanted to sue you for defamation. So it's, you know what I mean? Kanye has always been open about his narcissism, but we have to really think about it. Kanye essentially only has seen the fact that he's equating a knee on his neck on these white corporations turning away from him. While when he was with them, he was shitting on black people. At times. I won't say all the time.
So I thank you, God, for humbling me and letting me know how it really felt. Because how could the richest black man ever be humbled other than to be made to not be a billionaire in front of everyone off of one comment that actually, if you look at the definition of DEF CON, it means to get extra defense, which obviously I must have needed.
Yeah.
I must have needed that extra defense.
Are you worried you ruined your legacy, Kanye?
How?
Well,
Stop.
I'm not worried. I'm just not worried, period. God is alive. God runs the world. You know, God even runs Hollywood. God is alive. And he's using me right now. He chose me for such a time like this to basically for the media to put their knee on my neck, for Adidas to put their knee on my neck. All I ever wanted at Adidas, I left Nike because Nike wouldn't give me a percentage for my shoes when I had the Red October. And my girlfriend at the time was pregnant and I needed to get some money. Because if I was the kid that just had the red shoes, I could have never been a black man wearing a red hat.
Man, right.
When the like Nike would have shut me down immediately, right?
Right, dude.
But because Adidas was a German company, it gave me a little bit more room to be able to express myself and to actually have a political opinion as an American. That I wasn't forced into a political opinion because of the color of my skin. Now let's talk about the red hat, and let's talk about the similarities to the White Lives Matter t-shirt.
I'm sorry to say, and I love Kanye. And by the way, I hope he gets all his business endeavors back. I do think he's an amazing creator, okay? But he's an amazing creator that should be, we should receive products from, but not really listen to. Kanye is narcissistic in all his ideals, in all his values, in how he explains shit. He's very hypocritical. He only sees it any particular way when it affects him. When he affects others, he gives no fucks. He couldn't understand the harm he did to the community by saying what he said about George Floyd until he lost his billionaire status, and he's now equating what happened to George Floyd. He says they're doing it to him. No, they're not. You're getting all the media attention in the world. You're still Kanye West. You're a legacy act. You literally have like 20 bodyguards in the fucking parking lot of that school your daughter goes to. Your daughter has bodyguards. You live a very privileged life. You're trying to compare you getting downgraded. Like, think about it. Yo, I'm gonna go to another clip. He said, "Oh, like it that woe is me shit." Like, you stop realizing, you stop fucking with it when you realize he's talking out of your league. He's like, "Yo, they only started doing this to me once I got $100 million in the bank." Brother, do you know who could relate to that? So it only takes for billions to be ripped away from you. You're still living a luxurious life. You're still going to make billions of dollars more because you are that guy for this generation. But it's enabled your bad behavior. We got to be honest about it.
The thing about the red hat that drove me to a point of exhaustion, which was misdiagnosed by I'm not going to say what race, what people, doctor, and what hospital, and what media went to. We know I can't say that. It was a...
By the way, y'all know I'm voting for Trump for the next joint. So, like, when he was rocking Make America Great Again, the hat, I didn't see a problem with him having a political belief that it was in line with Trump. I did think on a symbolic level, Kanye basically calling Trump his daddy in the Oval Office, I did believe that was a little bit like, felt like he was, he was tap dancing a bit. But, and I got to add a but because I got to be fair, what we seen happen during that administration and also politically after that, with whether it was him or his wife, and yes, I'm giving his wife credit for something he did. Yes, what Kim was able to do, influence and save a lot of inmates who may have been wrongly, accused or sentenced, or who were on death row, this and third. Also, other people like shit. Look at Biden. Biden can't even get Brittany Griner out of prison in Russia. A$AP Rocky was home in 24 hours after Trump spoke. Kodak came back. Lil Wayne was out. Like, come on, like there was a lot of stuff happening. And again, I don't think Trump was like the biggest like supporter of the black community, but I do believe that influences like Kanye made him care about those, even though we could say those are superficial things, because let's be honest, whether Brittany Griner or A$AP Rocky or Kodak Black gets out, these are privileged motherfuckers, and really we should be thinking about the entire scope of the black community, which is not famous, rich rap celebrities who have $1 million lawyers who have just grossly fucked up to get in situations that they're getting sentenced or in some other, doing some dumb shit. You get what I mean? But I do give Kanye some credit. I think when he sucked up to Trump a little bit, Trump was like, you know what? I'm going to treat this like Apprentice and help my celebrity homies out, the black ones. And he did it. Not going to lie.
The Jewish doctor that diagnosed me of having a disorder that would have had me on medication right now. At a time like this, if I was on medication right now, then one pill could have been swapped out and it would be Michael Jackson and Prince all over again. But because I didn't take the misdiagnosis and I didn't take the medication, I'm able to speak to you guys clear of thought and transparently. Now let me talk about the red hat. Wearing the MAGA hat, the way that Hollywood's political agenda attacked me and put me to a point of exhaustion was death by 1,000 cuts. Everyone would say something to me, from a driver to my ex-wife to Adidas. Everyone would say something. So when I wore that White Lives Matter, I said, I'm not going through this again. I'm not going. Hey, y'all gonna leave me alone about my t-shirt. Because what's the point of having influence and having money if people could come up and just pinch you?
But don't you think having influence, you have a responsibility?
And that's the responsibility that I'm taking right here.
Don't you
That's
think
why you asked that question.
But don't you think it's dangerous rhetoric to be anti-Semitic to say all lives matter or white lives matter? Oh, I'm asking.
Okay. Then there's another part. Here we go.
And I have no reason to lie. My family was taken away from me. My reputation has been smeared. So let's close with a prayer. Father God, thank you. Thank you for keeping me alive. Thank you for the voice. Thank you for the clarity. Thank you for the experience. And thank you for the love. Because even though the real hate is what's happening on the media, and the idea of DEF CON was to get protected for a time like this, let's lead with love. I have no association to any hate group. If any hate happens upon any Jewish person, it is not associated, because I am demanding that everyone walk in love. Even though there's been things that have happened wrong to me that made me want to speak up, that you guys saw in the past 2 weeks. You saw the power. You saw Ari Emanuel come out in public and ask, if that happened in public, what do you think happened in private? And what do you think happened in private to so many people for so many years? But what I'm telling everyone, no matter what background you are, no matter what socioeconomic class you are, walk with love right now. Do what God would want. What would Jesus do? Walk with love, spread happiness. I thought that I wasn't gonna be like MLK and stand there. There's times I felt very Malcolm X, but for some reason God has called me to love and to ask for love for everyone. It's time for us just to love, because love is the answer. It is the only way. Gandhi said, someone who was actually considered to be a racist, right? Gandhi said, an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. Jesus, Father God, spread the love. Put the love in our hearts. And know that we are not each other's enemy, but we're all children of you. and you can bring this world to a peaceful place on earth as it is in heaven. In Jesus' name, amen. Love you guys.
Thank you, Kanye.
We love you. I'm done with my energy's done.
Thank you, Kanye.
And I have no reason to lie. My family was taken away from me. My reputation has been smeared. So let's close with a prayer. Father God, thank you. Thank you for keeping me alive. Thank you for the voice. Thank you for the clarity. Thank you for the experience. And thank you for the love. Because even though the real hate is what's happening on the media.
All right, yeah. So everybody's kind of going back and realized that the reason why the Drink Champs episode, because, you know, culturally we love Nori, right? We love Drink Champs. It's like, why was that the episode that got him canceled? Well, they didn't do what every other outlet was doing. We got told from Van Lathan that when he said the whole slavery was a choice thing on TMZ, essentially he also said a bunch of other stuff that was edited out. I thought it was a live thing, so I didn't know that was done. He did the Tucker Carlson thing, and these are some of the things, and I'm hoping that I could play some of this stuff. Actually, maybe I shouldn't do it. I probably shouldn't do it. Apparently, he's had a long affinity for Hitler, which is a little odd. But he's had a long affinity for Hitler, and apparently the album named Ye, he was trying to name Hitler. I think that album came out 2018. And yeah, he's, from what people close to him have said, he's loved how Hitler was able to spread propaganda. And I'm going off third-party information, so I don't want to just definitively stand in this point. But without saying names, I know about 3 or 4 people that came through rap music, and they took their influence and they became power drunk. And what I mean by power drunk, they became infatuated with getting people to believe everything they did. They started acting. Anytime you see a rapper start acting weird, painting fingernails, curling their eyebrows, doing a lot of weird shit, doing upside down crosses, whatever, just start talking some demonic shit, it's usually because they realize that their fan base has blind allegiance to them, and they're trying to see how far it could go. Let me tell you this. All of these motherfuckers is rich. It's only so much things you could buy when you got money. All these niggas got a Lambo truck, the Maybach truck, the Bentley truck, everybody got everything. They all got the big houses. They all get tons of women. That's not the thing anymore for the upper echelon. Most of these people yearn and they desire power. They desire control. I believe Kanye West is one of these people. There's a lot of these motherfuckers who want to have a cult. A cult. I don't even want to say names. There's an interview I did. I remember when X said, if something happens to me or I die, I think he said this on camera. Or if he didn't say it on camera, he definitely said it to me a bunch of times off camera. He was just like, yo, there's going to be so many people who kill themselves if something happens to me. That type of thinking is cult. Trust me. Because in reality, nobody committed suicide when X died. But that even thought, an idea, is a direct byproduct of you seeing how much people will do anything for you. And it's the reason why J. Cole made a song like False Idols, which was aimed at Kanye. Kanye has seen that too. Kanye yearns for ultimate control. I don't think he wants to really rule the United States. I think Kanye West, think about it. If he looks up to people like Hitler, he wants to be someone who says anything and people blindly believe. So no, X is not Kanye. Like, Kanye's some different shit. But trust me, X's belief in his audience was not necessarily a artist and a fan. If you thought that, you're an idiot. The nigga literally said, when you hear my album, cut off all the lights, go in a dark room, and sit there and listen to me. If you think that's a regular artist telling you to go check his shit out, okay, nigga. Bro, are you fucking kidding me? Nigga, I think Nicki Minaj wants wants the Barbs to be cults. Look how she talks to them. She scolds her fans if they do something that they should have knew without her saying it would offend her. Why would you repost somebody on your profile knowing I don't like them? That means you must be trying to get me upset. That means you must not love me. And if you don't love me, you must be somebody who's in opposition. So no one else who loves me should like you. If y'all niggas can't realize, bro, there's certain artists who take this fan shit a little bit different, bro. Kanye, one of them. It's a lot of niggas who do it, bro. Like, bro, I'm based in reality, my nigga. Somebody says every fan base is like that. No. My nigga, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Anytime an artist starts going into that realm, like, I just seen somebody mention Cardi. I love Cardi. But once you start seeing the artist doing certain things, you be like, what the fuck? I believe it's a test on compliance. When Uzi went on stage and he started talking all that devilish shit, bro, that don't got nothing to do with your music, nigga. Perform your 2 songs, do your goofy ass dance, and get the fuck off stage, nigga. Once you start hearing these artists start putting ideology into it, they have been drunk off power and drunk off influence that now they're trying to get cult-like control. Facts. My nigga, look at Beyonce, my nigga. Beyonce never tell females nothing other than music, bro. If you think if Beyonce, you know that Beehive shit is strong. If Beyonce started like secretly putting out how women should live, you don't think they're gonna move like that? Bro, Beyonce, I'll give her credit. She don't do that. Bro, the most of these niggas, bro, they look, fandom turns to standom, turns to like super stalkerish standom, turns to cult. Facts. Kanye West is there, a lot of motherfuckers been there. Nicki Minaj is there, a bunch of them is there. I'm sorry. Get mad all y'all want, but nigga, these motherfuckers ain't just trying to tell people like, oh yeah, just I hope you like the music. No, they want to control how you think. Facts. There's certain niggas, once your musician, your favorite musician wants to control what you think and what you do outside of music, they have now started looking at it like a cult. Y'all could tell me anything y'all want to tell me, bro. But I'll read y'all comments because I know y'all delusional. Y'all be like, no, that's not the truth. Bro, just think about it. You've never seen no artist like, oh yeah, I mean, you've seen people with casual fans try. Did Lil Pump ever paint his nails? But Lil Pump don't want fans like that, my nigga. The only artist who could get away with doing some extreme shit is the one with extreme fans. And let me tell you this, once you have diehard fans, you gotta go extreme with it. Let me tell you this. I'm not denigrating the legacy of X because that's my nigga. X knew and studied cults, my nigga. So I don't care what y'all niggas said. He was very well versed in how cult leaders moved, operated, and worked. So y'all could all just say, nah, that's just, bro, these niggas don't wake up like that, bro. Y'all could, in y'all mind, y'all could be like, oh, y'all could say whatever y'all want. Trust me. Somebody says, are you saying chat niggas are a cult? Y'all wouldn't even qualify. Y'all qualify barely for a fan base, nigga. You know why? You see a cult never admits when a nigga do some shit wrong. Y'all be getting on my ass all the time. Kanye West, in the midst of saying some anti-Semitic and anti-black shit, is literally still sitting in the paint where niggas is defending him saying, no, it's just the media. Yo, like they're defending him. You know what I mean? Bro, I love Kanye. Like, bro, I think he tweaked out a little bit, bro. You just need to bring it in a bit, apologize real quick. You know, he gonna have to be a little bit humble for the next year or so. Drop a banging album, and then he could do a little bit more of what he used to do. That's just how it goes. But he not thinking that because he got a cult. And the cult is gonna let him do what they want. Bro, look at, I was having this conversation about Nicki recently. Everybody be like, yo, there ain't no more casual Nicki Minaj fans. Everybody who supports Nicki Minaj is in the Barb cult. Facts. Nicki Minaj talks to them like shit, bro. I showed y'all her shit. I showed y'all her Twitter. Like, Nicki used to have casual fans. Nicki only has die-hard Barbs. And the way she deals with them is like a cult leader. Youngboy's my nigga, but I think Youngboy might. I think he's gonna get to that point, if he's not already, where he's teetering with seeing how much the influence is. And you know how you do that? What could you get away with? What could you get away with? It is what it is. Somebody said Trump has a cult. Oh, no, Trump definitely got a cult. Of course. Nigga, Trump got the biggest cult. That's why Trump is one of the most dangerous motherfuckers. Cardi got a cult. Nah, Cardi got a cult. Cardi started building that shit for a while, though. I'll say some shit that this might not be popular, but Cardi created the cult that I thought that Uzi was going to have. And just off of Uzi having to hit music. But Cardi got it, nigga. Cardi got blind allegiance supporters because they look at Cardi bigger than music. Uzi ain't bigger than music. Cardi, they look at as bigger than music, my nigga. I don't know how he did it. I think he's a smart motherfucker. I thought that Uzi would have had that, but trust me, Uzi don't got a cult like Cardi. Cardi has mastered symbolism. He's mastered how to stay away but still be involved. He's mastered all these things. Cardi, I'm telling you, if you had asked me this 5 years ago, I would have said, nigga, what are you talking about? Uzi's gonna have people eating out of his hands. No, Uzi's amazing, but Uzi has people eating off of his music. Yeah, they want good music from him. Cardi is transcended, and this is why when I say Cardi's a culture, bro, like, the nigga went on an arena tour without any bona fide hit songs, my nigga. He basically announced a tour essentially about a lifestyle, and people went, can't fuck with that. Also, when Cardi's next album drop, it's gonna be fucking crazy. You know, I knew when shit was different. All the young niggas who I was interviewing for like off the record, when they came to me with like, cause we always chop it up like sometimes half an hour before, like just real industry conversation. I wouldn't put this on cameras, bro. When they talk about Cardi, they're like, no, that's the nigga. That's the nigga. His peers look up to him. Ye made Cardi? Well, hey, I didn't say Cardi's Ye, but Cardi, like, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think Uzi has a better catalog of music. But I think Cardi has more influence, and I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know how, but I just know he do. I feel like if we did a versus, Uzi versus Cardi, Uzi wins. But influence-wise, it ain't close. Cardi got it. Tell me if I'm wrong. Uzi might win the verses, but Cardi gonna win the culture. Anyway, by the way, that's how antibiotics work, and I can feel me coughing up shit. All right. Anyway,